Alright guys, welcome back to the page. I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking this out. I know my last video was pretty long, probably skipped through it, but I just wanted to show you guys that, that I call it the growing giant deck. I want you guys to see how it works. I know y'all saw it. I was down 20-2. I was a little sketched out, but came back and won that game. So I appreciate you guys watching that, and I really appreciate all the comments. Make sure on this video I'm going to need a lot of feedback, because this right here I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how to play Magic the Gathering. I know it's pretty hard to actually discuss this without having the cards in my hand and looking at the other person's cards and trying to show them how it works. But anyway, I'm going to try this out and see if I can make it. Somebody might learn something today. But I do need some feedback, because I've only been playing the game for about 2 months now, so I definitely don't know everything, and I definitely might have some stuff wrong. So if I'm wrong about something, please just let me know. You know what I mean? Definitely need some help with it. But this is it right here. This is pretty much Magic the Gathering right here. You can see right here is me. You start off with 20 points. Start off with 20. Your deck is going to consist of at least 60 cards. I think you can play with less. I don't know if you can or not, but I know you can play with more. But I've always been told you always want around 60. That way your odds of pulling cards that you need, you have a better odds of doing it with 60. You always want to play with, at the most I believe is a third of lands. So if you have a 60 card deck, you want to have right around 19, 20, 21 lands. You could have more, could have less, depending on your cards, but that's really about it. So that's about, that's your deck right there. You want to have, a third land, or at least a third, or no more than a third of your deck lands. So 60 card deck again, and there is 5 colors to Magic. As you can see here, there's green, red, I guess you could say black, blue, and white. White's plains, blue is island, black swamp, red's a mountain, green's forest. These are called either your lands or mana. Either one. They're both the same. They means the same thing. Some call it mana, some call it land. So if someone says that costs 3 land or 3 mana, you know what they're talking about. I suggest beginners always use one color to learn. Easy deck to always play with is your red. Play with a mono red. They call it mono for the same color. That's the easiest deck to me, because everything's pretty much targeting your player. You ain't got a lot of worrying about other crazy stuff. So if you're beginning to play, start off with a red. You'll like it. But I'm gonna hit play here. Let you see kind of what's going on. So you're gonna roll the dice again. The person with the highest number decides whether he's gonna go first, or not. I always like going first. That's a personal thing. But we'll look at some of the cards here. As you can see, just check my mouse out. I don't know if I can zoom in or not, but just look where my mouse is. See these right here? I'll circle it right here. That is the total cost to actually put this card on the battlefield. There's a 2 there and then a forest. What this means is, in your land cards, you have to have at least 1 forest to play this card, and you need 2 of something else. Is what they call it colorless mana or colorless, but really all that means is 2 of something else. Meaning, if I have 3 forest, I can play this card. If I have 1 forest and 2 blues out, I can still play this card, because I can use the 2 islands or the 2 blues for this 2 and then 1 forest. So that's how the land and mana works. Because if you notice, I'm playing with 2 color deck. I got a green and a blue, so I'm gonna have green forest cards and blue island cards in this deck. So this deck, this right here means I can have 2 of any color and 1 island. So if I have 3 forest out, I couldn't play this card or any of these blue cards, because you gotta have at least what it calls for here. If this I said 3 colorless, then I can play 3 of any color land. So that's how that works up here, the top right. That is right here in the top right. That is what it costs to put that on the battlefield. Okay, so bottom right, if you look over here, watch my mouse over here, on the bottom right, this is the cards or the creatures' power and toughness. So you see here, this guy here is a 2/2, meaning he can attack you for 2 and defend for 2. So, you know, blocking, attacking, that's probably they're going to be the last thing we talk about, because to me that was the hardest. Understanding was the hardest, was the blocking and attacking. So this guy's a 2/2. That's what that means, these numbers down here. And then some cards have different abilities. So you see this card has this forest here, and you look over here, the card's bigger. That forest right there, and it says sacrifice the Dawn Treader Elk, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield. So if I had a green card here, I could tap it, which we'll go over that in just a second. I can tap it and actually do his ability. So if I tapped a green right here, I could sacrifice this card, put it in the graveyard, and then see, I only have one forest in my hand right here, down here in my hand. I only have one forest. So I could actually sacrifice this creature. It'd kill him, put him in the graveyard, but put another land on the battlefield. So, you know, different cards do have different abilities. This is instant here. If you look over in top left where it's bigger, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. You know, they all pretty much, you can read all the cards. And when you first start playing, just play slow. Play with somebody that's going to allow you to play slow. Don't go to a comic shop, or I call it comic shop because our magic shop is a comic shop. Don't go to a place playing Magic if you never played before, because the guys you're playing against are going to start getting antsy. And you know, me, I'm a pretty chill player. I don't care how long you take. I really don't care. So, you know, play with somebody that you know that's going to be cool with you taking forever and reading all the cards and all that. So I'll hit play here. You see, you know, I threw a land out, and I'll show you. Here's how this works. So whenever you place a land down, which I want to make sure you know that you always, if you have a land in your hand, put it on the battlefield at the beginning of your, you know, whenever you can place a land down, always put one out if you got one in your hand. Obviously, the more land you have out, the more you can do. But so you see here what you can do. When you put the card out, it's actually straight, like this card would be straight. And then whenever you want to use it, you would tap it. You know, this is why this is sideways, because it's tapped. You know, and it says, and this Bond Beetle here that I put out, if you look up here in the top left, or right here it is, yeah, top left, he's cost 1 mana or 1 land. So I only have 1 land out, so I threw him out because he only cost 1 land. And here you can look at different cards' ability. He's a 0/1, but when he enters the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. Meaning, if I had someone out that was a 1/1, he would now be a 2/2. But since I didn't have anything out, it just makes himself a 1/1 or a 1/2, I believe. So that's how that works. You just make sure you always tap your mana before you put something out. So this guy up here, he's getting another land out. So he's playing with a white and blue deck. This is going fast now, but I don't. You know, this video doesn't need to be too long. You know, it's a tough game to learn. But once you learn it, it's very easy. But you know, every time, make sure at the beginning. You know, every time it's your turn, you draw a card. If you can't have more than 7 cards in your hand, unless you have a special card that says you can. So if you do have more than 7 cards, you always have to discard a card into the graveyard. I'm trying to think. You know, different cards have different abilities. Some cards have life link, you know, meaning however many damage you do to that person, you gain life to that. You know, them are mostly found in white decks. A lot of people like to play with them. You know, I'm not a fan of white deck that much, but you know, whenever you play, you'll learn what kind of decks you want to play with and everything. I don't know what's taking forever here. Let's see. Okay, so whenever you want to attack this guy up here, the guy I'm playing against, if you look up here where my mouse is, he attacked me here for 2 and 2 because these guys are 2/2s, and he tapped his players here. See that right there? When he tapped this guy, well, if I get it to pause here, let's see here. I know it's going fast. Well, it's doing something, I don't know. Anyway, though, well, let me try to stop it. Alright, so you see this guy up here, how he's tapped like that? That means he attacked already because it's my turn. But if it was his turn right now and he taps this guy, that means he's attacking me. And let me go over this real quick, the attacking and blocking, and then that'll pretty much be it for the video. So the way this works is he's got a 2/2. Okay, he taps it, so it's sideways, and he's attacking me for 2/2. Okay, I have a 4/4 right here, meaning I could block him and take no damage. And see, I have a 4/4, so I'm giving out a 4. He's only hitting me for 2, so I would live. It would knock me down to 2. I would live, and my 4 is more than his 2, so it would kill this guy if I blocked. I didn't block because if you block, let's see. No, hang on. I didn't block. I don't know why I didn't block. I think I just went ahead and took the 2. I don't know why I didn't block. But anyway, though, that's how that works. This guy's a 1/2 over here. This spider here where my mouse is, he's a 1/2, meaning he's only going to do 1 damage to a creature, and then he can take 2 damage. But see, I'm only going to do 1 damage to this guy who's a 2/2. So normally he would live because I'm only hitting him for 1. That's what that 1 means right there. He would have 1 left over, so he would live. But if you look at the card, it says Death Touch, meaning anything I block with this is going to die. There might be some cards that won't die, but pretty much anything that I block with this Death Touch is going to die. So what you want to do, what I like to do, is save them for the big creatures that get out. If somebody that's 8/8 attacks me, I'm going to block you with this 1/2. Normally a 1/2 wouldn't kill an 8/8, but with Death Touch, he's dead. And it's going to piss the player off, and it's going to be really funny. So I like to keep them out. And then also, if he's got this flying out, that's why I don't think I had this reach out when he attacked me with his flying. If an opponent attacks you with a flying creature, the only way to block a flyer is with a flyer or with something that has reach. That's the only way to block a flyer. So if you're playing against an opponent that has a lot of flyers, you don't have any, you're probably going to lose because he's going to attack you and you can't block it. But I have a lot of stuff over here. Like I have that has reach. This card over here has Death Touch. So I like to have in my decks a lot of Death Touch. I do have a lot of reach also because, you know, reaches they're always good to have. But that's how the blocking and attacking works. I know I didn't go over it too well. I'm sure, you know, somebody will write a comment about it and let you guys know better ways of blocking and attacking. You never attack a creature. You always attack the player. That's one of the main things I had to teach when I was teaching people. People would always say, okay, I'm going to attack you with this guy. I'm going to attack this creature. Like, you can't do that unless it tells you can. Unless your card says attack target creature. You know, for the most part, you're attacking me. Meaning, this flyer here is attacking me for 2/2. If I had 2 1/1s right here, let's say these 2 cards right here, this one and this one were 1/1s. This is a 2/2. I can actually gang block. Both these guys block your guy. It would kill both my guys, but it would kill you also. So gang blocking is something a lot of people like to do because it does prevent damage. So that's something else too. But you know, make sure you understand that you don't attack a creature. You always attack the player. So anyway, though. So yes, if this was a 1/1, that's a 1/1. I would gang block this guy to stop. He has flying, so these 2 would have to have reach or be a flyer. So let me hit play here real quick. If you notice, the score is 17-8 right now. He's pretty much handling me. So I attacked with these big creatures. He blocked and died. But if you notice right here, every time you attack, I'm going to stop it. Every time you attack, your creatures do not untap until it's your next turn. So if you are attacking, make sure you still have something that can block, unless you want to take the damage. Because if you attack, you're a player. You tap your creatures, you attack. You do not untap until it's your turn again. So he's going to attack you, and you can't block with tapped creatures. That's one of the main things of the game to me, is knowing when to block, when to attack. To me, that's the main part of the game. A lot of players will lose games because they do not know when to attack and when to block. Sometimes it's good to go ahead and take the damage. That way you're not, or sometimes it's good not to attack. So your creatures are not tapped. That way you can block with them. But right here, I knew these guys were all going to be dead. I knew he only had a 2-3 left, so I went ahead and got him with my big creatures. So make sure you understand that whenever you attack, you tap your creatures. They do not untap until it's your turn again. So you will leave yourself open to be an attack. But now it's my turn. He didn't really do anything, so now I got 2 6/6s out here, so that's 12, and another 2/2. That's 14. And I forgot one of the main things about Magic. When a creature comes in, this guy right here, where my mouse is, just came in. Unless he has haste, they cannot attack. They have what is called summoning sickness. I should have probably went over this right at the very beginning, but now you know. So they do not attack when they come out unless they have haste. Make sure you guys understand that, because a lot of people, they'll put their creatures out and try to attack with them. No, it doesn't work that way. They have summon. They can block when they come out, but they cannot attack. So that's why I didn't attack with this 6/6 here. I just went ahead and attacked with these. He blocked one, took the other. But now you can see that I'm winning now. I was getting killed, but now I'm winning. So he throws in a gain life. But I think right here I win. Yeah, so I win right here because he didn't have anything to stop me, and I got 3 6/6s and something else too. So that's how the game works. There's a lot I know I didn't go over. I understand that. Again, there's a lot I don't know. I could be wrong on something. If I am, please comment and let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I do really enjoy making these videos. I will try to not be so boring. But teaching someone Magic, and if you already know Magic and you're watching this, it's boring. I understand that. You got to understand that too, though. But watch it. Let me know what I'm wrong on. Let me know what I need to go deeper in on. Let me know. So that's really the only thing I can really do. If I don't know, then I can't let them know. So I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys subscribe. Click the button to subscribe for me. Hope you guys enjoy watching. If you want to play me in a game of Magic, my username is MTGNOOB52. So I look forward to playing with you guys. And I'm out. This has been brought to you by that Mountain Dew.